You have had a life of tragedy.
There's been a lot of tragedy, yes. It is what it is. You know, we've been through a lot, but I'm here. We made it, and we have to move forward.
That's all for this edition of Dateline. And a reminder, we'll see you again Sunday at 7, 6 Central. And of course, I'll see you each weeknight for NBC Nightly News. I'm Lester Holt. For all of us at NBC News, good night.
Live on NBC 12, this is News Watch 12 at 10.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 10. I'm Dan Hagan.
And I'm Jessica Jukic. Winter is the ultimate survival test for animals. That's why some birds fly thousands of miles away just to avoid it. Of course, mammals don't have that option, so they've evolved to find different ways to make it through spring.
Spring doesn't always come on animals' schedules, though. This year, snow will almost certainly linger into April. This makes it hard for animals like deer who need to start grazing soon. News Watch 12's Matt Weaver has the story.
It's pretty good living spring, summer, fall, just because there's green forbs and everything to eat then.
All winter long, deer feed off of supply they've built up in their stomach before the snow.
That is when deer start getting closer to the end of those fat reserves. And then it also can delay spring green up, which is a time that obviously ends the winter and they can start building those fat reserves back up.
Wildlife biologist Kurt Rollman with the Wisconsin DNR says it mostly affects fawns, even in a mild winter like this one.
That's where we see the majority of the losses in a severe winter. That is that age class that really feels the impact. In all honesty, our adult deer really are well adapted to winters in Wisconsin.
Using a measurement called the Winter Severity Index, an area can tally up to 2 points per day, one for below zero temperature and one for more than 18 inches of snow. This year to date, Vilas County is at 44 points versus 28 for Oneida. While still mild, it's a drastic contrast for neighboring counties.
There's been a line of snow this year. Southern Oneida, where there really hasn't been that many days of over 18 inches of snow.
While it's mostly up to Mother Nature, people can help by having enough timber harvest for twigs and leaves or planting food plots.
Those are the big things, kind of setting up the deer for having a successful winter through solid habitat.
In the Northwoods, Matt Weaver, News Watch 12.
Thank you, Matt. Conrad, it was so clear last night. You could see the northern lights. They were so beautiful.
It was so beautiful. I had to pull over, turn off all my lights, and just stare at the sky. That's how nice it really looked.
Well, now I'm regretting it. You guys make it sound so fun. Will we have a chance tonight to see him?
Dan, you didn't see it last night?
No.
Oh, no. Maybe tonight, but not really yet, especially with those increasing clouds we have later on overnight. Take a look at this beautiful shot we got in from a viewer earlier today. Look at all these colors. We got some green, little baby blue, even some red and some purple. Absolutely gorgeous views. Last night was the night to go out and see those northern lights. Right now, though, we do have some increasing clouds, some really thicker clouds by Green Bay into Milwaukee, Madison area as well. But those clouds will be rolling on in very, very shortly. Look at these highs we had earlier today. 42 in town here earlier today, 44 in Eagle River. Look at Lando Lakes all the way up by the UP. 45 degrees, so we even had some 40s, mid-40s, even a couple of upper 40s in some spots, all over the area. Our average high should be around 42 degrees this time of year. Average low around 21. Look at 1945, 69 degrees. So wow, wouldn't we like that? It's officially spring, but we're not going to see those temperatures anytime soon, especially tonight as our lows continue to cool off, hovering close to average around 21 degrees. Jessica?
Today, the Wisconsin Department of Justice announced the arrest of 6 people for coordinating shipments of more than 5 kilos of fentanyl from Arizona to Madison through the Postal Service. The 5 kilograms of fentanyl seized represents 2.5 million potentially lethal doses of fentanyl. In addition, 6 firearms were also taken, including one modified to be fully automatic. 4 Madison men and 2 Minneapolis men were arrested on March 20th in connection with the crime. All 6 people will be facing federal drug trafficking charges.
Authorities have given up their search for a 21-year-old sailor who disappeared nearly a week ago. Seamus Gray is assigned to Naval Station Great Lakes in the Chicago area. Police and families say he went out Friday night to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so last Friday. Surveillance video shows him leaving a bar early Saturday and walking toward Lake Michigan. The extensive search for him has come up empty so far.
If we develop any other leads, we definitely will be coming back out if that's what our leads takes us to. At this time, though, we just felt we've hit everything we can on land, in the air, and along the coast, and there's just nothing else we can do at this moment.
The disappearance is considered a missing persons case now. Waukegan police are asking anyone with information on Gray's whereabouts to contact them.
It's considered an urgent threat by the CDC, an emerging fungus that's resistant to many drugs. It's called Candida auris, and new data shows the number of cases are skyrocketing in the U.S. in recent years. It was first discovered in 2016, and since then, cases have grown from 53 to 1,500 in 2021. So far, only one case has been confirmed in Wisconsin in 2022. The CDC says healthy people don't usually get sick from it. It's more likely to affect those who have serious medical problems or weakened immune systems.
The general population doesn't need to worry about getting sick from Candida auris, but we all do need to be on high alert as far as making sure that we don't pass this on to other people if we know someone who has Candida auris.
It's also resistant to some common disinfectants and can be carried on skin without causing symptoms, allowing it to spread more easily. But the EPA lists on its website products registered for use that it says can kill that fungus.
Last week, the EPA released new guidelines for how much PFAS should be allowed in drinking water, and that left officials in Mosinee concerned. Mosinee has elevated levels of at least one PFAS chemical in its public water system. It's still below state standards, but above these new federal recommendations. The city is concerned whether there is currently technology available to reduce PFAS to the EPA's proposed standards, and they're worried about the significant cost associated with it. Other communities with PFAS higher than the standards are Marshfield, Weston, Rib Mountain, Wausau, and Rhinelander. And this reporting comes from the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. A group of researchers think eye health may be able to help diagnose Alzheimer's disease. That's because Alzheimer's begins in the brain decades before any symptoms appear. Scientists look at the retina and brain samples from 86 people over 14 years, and they found that changes to the retina connect to changes to the brain associated with Alzheimer's. Earlier diagnosis of the disease would mean patients could make lifestyle changes that delay the onset of symptoms or limit their severity.
Wild Instincts in Rhinelander admitted a sick bald eagle yesterday, and it passed away this morning, likely from lead poisoning. The Animal Rehab Center took in the eagle from Opaka with lead levels off the analyzer. The eagle was put in an ICU with oxygen in an attempt to stabilize the animal, but didn't make it. The eagle's x-ray showed it had 7 lead pellets in its digestive tract. Wild Instincts is asking sportsmen and women to stop using lead ammo and fishing equipment. The Culvers in Rhinelander is giving back to Wild Instincts. They held a donation drive Thursday night to buy supplies for its baby season. The restaurant share night brought in close to $450, and the restaurant rounded up to $500. Diners also donated more than $500 into their donation jar, giving Wild Instincts more than $1,000 donation. The nonprofit used the money to buy paper towels and pet food. A Merrill canine officer was diagnosed with a fungal infection earlier this month. Coming up, we'll have more on his road to recovery.
Plus, it's the holy month of Ramadan for Muslims. We'll hear how one Wisconsin student makes it through the daily fast. Those stories after Weather with Conrad, right here on Newswatch 12.
What does it cost to buy off a judge? For extremist Dan Kelly, he's for sale for $20,000. In 2020, Kelly conveniently changed his mind about whether to judge the Tim Zignego case. Kelly had recused himself. Then he pocketed $20,000 in contributions from Zignego and his family, and Kelly unrecused himself so he could judge the case. Justice shouldn't be for sale. Dan Kelly is too corrupt, too extreme.
Carpet City.
Come
the Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale ever and receive free carpet installation or save $300, $600, or even $1,000 on all hard surface flooring. That's right, free carpet installation or extra savings up to $1,000 on hard surface flooring. If you need flooring, now is the time to buy. Only at Carpet City Flooring Center's biggest sale ever.
Our prices will floor you.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Looking to make a switch from your current wireless carrier? Make Cellcom your choice. Now through the end of the month, get 6 months of service for free with a new smartphone line activation and flex agreement. Choose from the latest phones and a plan that meets all of your wireless needs. Plus, join Cellcom and we'll cover your cost to switch, up to $650 per line. Visit Cellcom.com/save for more details. That's Cellcom.com/save.
Welcome back, folks. Happy Friday. Weekend's around the corner, just an hour and a half away. Look at these beautiful views we saw yesterday. This was actually a picture I took in Alaska, in Fairbanks, Alaska, this time last year in March. I know we had some viewers that did send in some pictures. It was a little bit more visible, of course, the more north you go into Canada, and same story into Alaska. Tonight, though, different story. We don't have as high chances as we had just yesterday to see the northern lights and some increasing clouds. Look at all this. Green Bay into Milwaukee, Madison area. They're getting in some pretty heavy clouds. That's because of this massive system right about here, producing lots of severe weather down south into Tennessee right now, going into Georgia at the moment. It's going to bring some snow. Not for us, though, so we might be in luck, right? We're actually going to miss out on this one. Maybe a couple of flurries on Saturday. Overall, though, that heavier precipitation into Green Bay and really into Milwaukee and Madison. They are going to be the ground zero for this low-pressure system, really getting several inches of snowfall. Over 6 inches will be likely in many, many spots in southern Wisconsin. Then Sunday, we're in the clear once again, Monday and Tuesday as well. Look what happens Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Another low-pressure system will be moving on in. We might have a couple of snow showers Wednesday, Thursday, into the day on Friday. I know it's spring. We want those warmer temperatures. Not quite yet. So with this system moving in tomorrow, looks like the cutoff is going to be just west of the Green Bay area, where Green Bay might get 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow at most. But in general, though, most of Wisconsin will be clear from this one. Maybe a couple of flurries cannot be ruled out, but overall, we will be in the clear. Look at the snow depth, though. Wausau, 10 inches. 18 inches still here in Rhinelander, but look at the big winner. Duluth still at 35 inches of snow for the season. That's 3 feet of snow pretty much. Wow, that is incredible stuff. Southern Wisconsin, pretty much nothing, but they will be making this up very, very shortly. Take a look at this. Officially, we are in the top 5 snowiest winter seasons, just 3 inches away from getting number 4 for the snowiest season on record, and that's definitely going to happen, in my opinion. Number 2 and 3, that is a big question mark. We'll see how things go the next several weeks. Let's talk a little bit about temperatures now, folks. Look at all these 70s, 80s. Washington, D.C. had some 80s yesterday. Today, cold front came by. They were only in the 40s, so massive change from summer weather yesterday to spring/wintry weather today, with temperatures only in the 40s. We were in the 40s as well. Right now, though, we are below freezing here in town. Same story in Tomahawk, Merrill, and Wausau. They're coming in with close to the freezing mark, so it is starting to get slick out there, folks. Please be careful, and really be careful for that ice. That snow is starting to really refreeze, and it is creating some pretty slick conditions. So our average should be around 42 degrees this time of year. Look what happens next week. 30s will be back, mid-30s, and then lows, of course, well below freezing and more chances of snow. So it looks more like a winter scene coming up. The next couple of weeks will be chilly as well, as lots of cold air will be locked in. Tonight, though, temperatures around 21 degrees, increasing clouds. Tomorrow, another nice day, just cooler temperatures around 37 degrees. Flurries will be possible. Our 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show cooler weather next week with more chances of snow. Dana and Jessica?
Ramadan began this week. It's considered one of the most important months in Islam.
For many Muslims, it involves prayer, fasting, and spending time with family and friends. Muslims believe that this is the month that God revealed the first verse of the Quran to Muhammad, who is the final prophet of Islam. From sunrise to sunset, Muslims choose not to drink or eat anything throughout the day that includes water. Omar Zayden is a Muslim student who attends UW-Madison. He says while fasting may seem like a hard task, staying busy doing different activities can help pass the time.
I don't really feel the length of the day as like I'm going throughout. It's like I want to balance Ramadan and my day-to-day things. Like I'm going to school, classes, doing my homework, doing any responsibilities I have, trying to stay in the mosque, read some Quran, and by then it's already time to break your fast. So there's a lot to keep you busy, and you don't really feel the length of the day, especially in Ramadan. There's just not enough time.
Ramadan is also an opportunity to reflect and show compassion for those poor and less fortunate. Fasting during Ramadan is believed to help purify the soul and increase spiritual awareness. Merrill Canine Officer Dosti was diagnosed with blastomycosis earlier this month. It's a type of fungus that attacks the lungs.
Today, the police department announced Dosti is nearing a full recovery. He had a follow-up check this week to look at his eye, which was originally at risk of removal. It appears to have improved dramatically, but will require continued drops in treatment. Dosti is now returning to normal work with some monitoring. Dosti has even had a couple of deployments and did very well, according to the department. Chief of Police Bennett thanked the Merrill community for their ongoing support. The Hodag Dome was full of high school athletes today, taking to the diamond for some softball.
Coming up on Newswatch 12, Saul Meyer will break down today's tournament, including a walk-off home run.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our Spring Spruce Up event. Plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals. Get an extra 20% off right now at Slumberland Furniture.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasewicz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one. That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in a Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's hard being a smoker. I've heard all the lectures.
You know, you shouldn't smoke.
I know all the signs. I've seen all the faces. I know the money it costs me. But that doesn't change the fact that it's hard to quit.
The Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line. No judgments, just free help and medications. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Here's your Newswatch 12 Snowmobile Trail Report, brought to you by your local Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula Ski-Doo dealers.
Sleeping in pain or too hot? Come to Slumberland and get 20% off mattresses. Find your perfect mattress with our easy rating system and save big. Get a Sealy Queen mattress for just $4.99. Only at Slumberland.
Day 2 of the opening week softball tournament wrapped up today at the Hodag Dome. Many teams came out to get in on the action, including Lakeland Union. The T-Birds played Kingsford, Michigan yesterday and won 9-4. And today they faced off with the defending Wisconsin Valley Conference champions Marshfield. Competition was stiff for the T-Birds in that game, with Marshfield's bats getting hot early. They used that momentum to storm to a 15-2 win over Lakeland Union, advancing to the championship game. Losing this game set up a third-place game against Clintonville for the T-Birds, who lost to Rhinelander earlier in the day 7-4. This was a pretty quick game, and the T-Birds weren't able to connect and ultimately lost to Clintonville 10-8. Next up, it's the two winning teams for the championship round of the tournament. Marshfield beat Lakeland Union to advance to play Rhinelander, who beat Clintonville. The Tigers had a dominant season last year, going 11-1 in the conference, and they came into this game ready to show why they're not meant to be played with. Rhinelander was feeling good after their win over Clintonville and were on their home turf. In the first inning, a nice pop-up hit from Raina Manlick, who'll get the RBI single, bringing in her teammate to score for the Tigers. Then, Rhinelander strikes out Marshfield right here, getting her to look, and they were able to get out of the inning in style. Heading into the fourth inning, it's 8-0 Marshfield. Madison Cross with the strong hit. She sees that it's not coming back anytime soon, and that ball was blasted out of the Hodag Dome for a Tigers homer. Then, into the fifth inning, you're not seeing double, you're not seeing a double, you're seeing Madison Cross hit another homer for the Tigers. Marshfield wins this game 10-0, shutting out Rhinelander. Tigers head coach Becky Linzemeyer was pumped to be able to play some competitive softball in the month of March.
This has been awesome. We've had 8 practices indoors. Obviously, everybody's in the same boat this season in the spring. So to get up here early like we have and play 3 good competitive teams in the Dome has been outstanding.
Coach Linzemeyer spoke about what she practices with the girls to keep them locked into the game.
I've been trying something a little different this year. We've been working on a little meditation, and so we're working on that before games and throughout the game, talking about breathing and mindfulness, and hopefully that's paying off.
It's certainly been paying off for the Tigers so far. They're 3-0 and started their season off with a first-place finish in the tournament. They'll take the field again April 1st against Chippewa Falls. Moving on from one Wisconsin Valley Conference team to another, Wausau West was in action today in the Dome as well, taking on Martha Miller and the Medford Raiders. One of the best pitchers in the state against a high-quality softball team, this game has fireworks written all over it. And a game with this much hype shouldn't disappoint, and definitely didn't. Let's see which team came out on top. Here in the first inning, the Warriors went right at Medford's ace pitcher. Taylor Liebelt goes yard, blasting this one all the way back to Wausau. And that run made it 2-0 West after 1. But Miller got her revenge. Here in the 6th, she showed why she's one of the best pitchers in the state, getting the strikeout, making her go down swinging. And this game went to the bottom of the 7th, bases juiced. It's time for someone to be the hero. That someone was Zalia Leonard. She hits the walk-off grand slam to get Medford the big-time win, 9-5, and the Raiders start the year off undefeated. Now let's move over to the game happening on the other side of the Dome, Athens taking on Hayward. Here in the first inning, Athens defense showed up. Hayward hits a short pop-up, and Sophia Coker makes the athletic diving catch to record the out. And she wasn't the only one making athletic plays. Here in the second, Athens lays down the bunt, and Riley Springer gets the putout from the seated position. This game was all Springer. She gets the strikeout here, putting Athens batter down swinging, and then she'll do it again. This girl brought the heat. Hayward ended up winning this thing 12-1 in 6 innings. One of Wisconsin's most decorated high school basketball coaches is retiring. Tom Weinkoff announced yesterday he is retiring as girls basketball coach at Wausau West after 6 years. Weinkoff also coached boys basketball team at Marathon High School, as well as Wausau's Newman Catholic girls basketball team, where he won 3 state titles each. He coached high school basketball for over 30 years and compiled 671 wins. Weinkoff went to the state 15 times with his team and is a member of the Wisconsin Basketball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. We'll be right back after the break.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay. With AAA Auto Insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA Auto Insurance and expect something more.
Sue right, Jake middle, me on the left.
Yeah, I knew I'd win.
Are you saying
What's
something?
really happening over there?
I think you're on mute.
There's no substitute for real gaming fun. Go where fun lives. Old Chung Gaming Wittenberg.
Good news. This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Choose FlexBuy on Escape and get 2.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash.
Sheriffs like us from around the state are supporting Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Justice Kelly's opponent, Janet Protasiewicz, is a Milwaukee County judge with a long history of letting dangerous criminals back into our streets.
Directly undermining the work of our officers and putting your family at risk. We can't afford to have judges who put their own agendas above the law. It's time we start prioritizing justice again, not politics.
Vote Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Hi, have you seen that realtor with all those billboards?
Hold my beer.
Get local, award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay.
Can we really trust him with a car?
Of course we can, Lindsay. With AAA Auto Insurance.
Wait, AAA has auto insurance?
We do home insurance, too.
Switch and save on AAA Auto Insurance and expect something more.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Okay, so there's a father and son fishing, and the son turns to the father and says, "Have you ever seen a catfish, Dad?" Dad replies, "I sure have." The son says, "Well, neat. How does it hold a fishing rod?" Well, anyway, we start this week's Big Old Fish with 7-year-old Henry Studenick. Now, he caught his biggest fish to date back in mid-February on a local Harshaw area lake, and it was this healthy 37.5-inch northern. Also goes on to say that he released this fish as well. Now, how cool is that? You catch a big old fish like that and release it so it can fight another day? Way to go, Henry. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Lucy Cranes. And it just says here that she got her first sturgeon, which was a 61-inch, 49-pound brute. Well, I don't think there's any other way to slice it. That is one big old fish, Lucy. Keep on reeling them in. And finally on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Ruth, who caught her first ever fish, her first ever time ice fishing. And it was this stout largemouth bass. I think you know what I'm going to say, Ruth. That is one big old fish. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Norling taxidermy fish meal is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasewicz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one. That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
See your local Northern Wisconsin and UP Ski-Doo dealers.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get up and get into Ford F-150, part of F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 46 years straight. All amped up and ready for work or play. Plus, there's a great selection in stock and ready for delivery today. So get into Ford Truck Month and see what a built Ford tough truck can do for you. Choose FlexBuy on F-150 and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus 1,000 FlexBuy, 1,000 Ford credit cash, and 500 accessories cash.
Builder Service. We are your hometown hardware store. Plumbing, electrical, paint, automotive, keys, tools, lawn and garden. We're more than just a lumberyard. Highway 45 in Elko.
Well, last night the Northern Lights were beautiful, and Sally Miller sent us these photos she took last night. That was her view from her home in Rhinelander. And I was able to see them driving home last night. It was beautiful, unlike anything I've seen before.
I didn't get to see them, but yeah, I heard like this is the best they've ever been in this area.
What about you, Sol?
I didn't get to see him. I know. Waited 24 years for this. Didn't even get to see him.
And you're from Texas, so you guys don't even get an opportunity.
No Southern Lights, though.
No Southern Lights. No. The only Southern Lights you'll see is maybe in the house, you know. But other than that, no Mother Nature lights. Taking a look outside. Look at this beautiful shot we received from a viewer. This was here in Rhinelander. Today, though, we do have some increase in clouds, so if you do want to go out there and see something, right now is your time, but it is not as bright as it was yesterday. Another low-pressure system is moving on in. We're just going to have some cloudy skies, but look at these advisories and warnings in southern Wisconsin, northwest suburbs of Chicago as well. Our 7-day outlook does show nice weather once again, Sunday into Monday, and then we start to cool off once again.
We're missing out on the snow fun down there. That's too bad.
Exactly.
Well, that's all the time we have. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend.
Get 11% off your next bathroom project at Menards. A brand new Magic Woods vanity is the perfect addition to your bathroom. Magic Woods offers innovative trend-setting styles that will surely bring your vision to life. Get this Brighton bathroom vanity for $229.97 after rebate. Complement your new look with Lions. Menards carries a great selection of Lions tubs and showers that will match your style and your budget. Right now, all Lions bathing solutions are 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Quantrell Bounds punches a 12-year-old girl, forces her to perform oral sex. He films the heinous act, posts it on Facebook. 12 years old. Any rational person would want this guy behind bars for a long time. Not Judge Janet Protasewicz. She showed sympathy for him, released him back onto the street. Imagine this were your daughter. Janet Protasewicz's judgment isn't just flawed, it's dangerous.
Okay, I think we're all aware that most cell companies only give you the lowest price when you sign up for multiple lines.
What? Multiple lines?
Hello? Yeah, 1 sec. But US Cellular gives you just one line for $29.99 with unlimited data.
Just one line with unlimited data.
So you don't have to get more lines than you need.
You hang up.
Are you even listening, guy who never looks up from his phone?
Oh, not for me, I just say.
Okay, so no, you're not listening.
Get one line for $29.99, plus every plan is price protected. US Cellular, built for us.
Come to Slumberland and get 20% off our beautiful new furniture and decor during our spring spruce up event. We've got fresh new looks, like sleek new upholstery for your living area, plus extra discounts on recliners, patios, Sealy mattresses, and sectionals, including our new super versatile modular sectional. Get an extra 20% off Slumberland low prices during our spring spruce up event right now at Slumberland Furniture.